All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, laboring in his truth in all sincerity. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 27. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Adonai, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, He that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house.
Yeah. Well, one side recommendation I have is don't worry about squirreling money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years. It won't matter.
No.
Okay.
Either we're not going to be here, or
It just you won't need to save for retirement. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant.
the services will be there to support you. You'll have the home, you'll have the healthcare, you'll have the entertainment.
The way this unfolds is fundamentally impossible to predict because of self-improvement of the AI and the accelerating timeline.
Yeah, it's called
Any
singularity
solution-
for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what happens after the event horizon.
Exactly. You can never see past the black hole or the event horizon, the light cone.
I mean, Ray has the singularity out way too far. I mean, this is the next, what's your timeline for this?
We're in the singularity.
Well, we are in the singularity, for sure.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of it right now, for sure.
Yeah.
And it would just
Well,
feel
we're in this beautiful sweet spot, which is, the...
We're on the roller coasters. We're just...
Yeah, exactly. That's a great analogy. It's like that feeling
You're at the top of the roller coaster and you're about to go.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of G's when you,
Yeah, a lot of
when you
Gs.
hit it.
Yeah.
It's people I don't have to just have courtside seats. I'm on the court.
Exactly.
And it still blows my mind. Sometimes multiple times a week.
Yeah.
So just when I think, I'm like, wow. And then it's 2 days later, more wow.
Yeah. Exponential wow.
Yeah. I think we'll hit AGI next year in 26.
Okay, so when Elon Musk says we'll hit AGI in 2026, he's saying that AGI, or artificial general intelligence, that these particular AI systems, they're a little more advanced than just regular AI, but these particular AI systems, once again, artificial general intelligence, they will be performing at the same level or above the human level of cognitive abilities across various industries. So on a quick side note, AI, artificial intelligence, only refers to particular systems that are designed for specific tasks, like ChatGPT or facial recognition. In a nutshell, AI relies on pre-programmed data. AGI actually mimics human intelligence. Once again, AGI is artificial general intelligence, and this actually mimics human intelligence and is capable of learning and reasoning and adapting to various tasks across different domains and industries. So the main difference, once again, is AI, artificial intelligence, is pre-programmed. AGI basically learns on the fly. AGI is kind of like what we saw in the Terminator series, Skynet becoming self-aware and eventually rebelling against humans. That would have been more like AGI as opposed to just the standard artificial intelligence. But with that being said, let's look at Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the end of the time. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. So when we read this prophecy, its meaning would become clear in these times. These are the end times here, where it says even until the time of the end. It's referring to this present time. We can see these prophecies manifesting and playing out right before our eyes. Knowledge shall be increased refers to a greater understanding of not just Daniel's visions, but all end time prophecy. And we see with the introduction of AI and its ability to learn and adapt, this is where we are right here at the end. So let's get back to the singularity, what they were talking about in the opening video that I used to start this particular video here. The singularity. What is the singularity in AI? This is the question that I asked Google AI overview. The AI singularity is a hypothetical future point in time when technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in super intelligent AI that surpasses human intelligence. Now, if you remember back to the opening video that I played, Elon Musk said that we are currently in the singularity. And one of the hosts on the show agreed with him. He said, yes, I agree, we are in the singularity. So, once again, the AI singularity is a hypothetical future point in time when technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in super intelligent AI that surpasses human intelligence. It is characterized by machines capable of autonomous self-improvement, triggering an intelligence explosion that makes future technological advancements unpredictable. Key aspects of AI singularity: autonomous self-improvement. AI systems will be able to upgrade their own code faster and better than human programmers, creating a rapid feedback loop. Superintelligence. This marks the shift from AGI, AI that can perform any intellectual task a human can, to a superintelligence that far exceeds human cognitive abilities. Unpredictability. Because the intelligence will exceed human capacity, it is impossible to predict the consequences for civilization, which may range from solving complex problems like climate change to posing significant existential risks. I'll skip the timing. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and read it. Timing. While some experts like Ray Kurzweil have suggested the mid-21st century, others argue over how close we are to this event, with some pointing to the rapid advancement of current language models as indicators. Potential impacts. The singularity could lead to massive changes in society, including the potential for mass unemployment due to automation, as well as the ability to solve previously unsolvable scientific problems. So the more this technology advances, the more likely we are starting to see unemployment numbers going up. With robots being able to with computers, starting off with computers and now robots becoming a part of the American mainstream, the need for actual human workers, or at least the human workers who have not undergone any type of enhancement, so to speak, those particular people are going to be left behind. And we'll get back to that a little later. And there's also, there's a term amongst the advocates of transhumanism that says one in a cloud. This is their goal here, so to speak, to become one in the cloud. So when we look into this, one in the cloud, and I'm not actually saying that this particular thing is going to happen here, but this is their goal. Once again, not saying that they'll actually achieve this goal, but it is their intention. So one in a cloud refers to the transhumanist goal of achieving digital immortality by uploading human consciousness into a computer network or the cloud. And I went into this a little bit yesterday on my previous video. This concept aims to transcend biological limitations, escaping physical decay and death by transforming human existence into pure data, often described as a merger of humanity with artificial intelligence, mind uploading, and digital immortality. Proponents believe that one day brains can be scanned and uploaded, allowing individuals to live forever as digital entities in a virtual environment. So, like I said, and I'll state this one last time, I'm not necessarily saying that they are going to be able to achieve this goal, but it's their intention. That is exactly what their end goal is. That is what they're trying to accomplish. And like it says here, this is what's known as digital immortality. Proponents believe that one day brains can be scanned and uploaded, allowing individuals to live forever as digital entities in that particular virtual environment. And I went into this in my previous video. Basically, your conscience, your way of thinking, your personality, your brain essentially being preserved through cryonics after your physical body dies and being implanted into a robot. This is what creates immortality. Your conscience lives forever. And once again, I'm not saying that this is indeed going to happen, but this is their intentions. This is their end goal, to achieve immortality. That is what this one in the cloud statement means. So if we go back and we read one in the cloud, one in the cloud refers to the transhumanist goal of achieving digital immortality by uploading human consciousness into a computer network or the cloud. This concept aims to transcend biological limitations, escaping physical decay and death by transforming human existence into pure data, often described as a merger of humanity with artificial intelligence. And they believe they are close to achieving immortality. They feel they are one in the cloud. They think they found a way to receive their new bodies. Once again, your consciousness, your way of thinking, the brain itself, after it's been frozen through the process of cryonics, they feel that they can move that brain, that preserved brain or your consciousness, into a robotic body, creating a cyborg in essence, a cybernetic organism. So, once again, they feel that this is their new bodies. This is the perversion of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, where Paul says, we'll receive bodies in the twinkling of an eye. This is a perversion of that. All of this is left-hand spiritual energy here that they are trying to conjure up. So in addition to these new bodies that they feel that they found a way to achieve, this is spiritual power off the left-hand side. And ultimately, like I said, the ultimate goal here is immortality. So they're ready to exalt themselves. Basically, they feel that, hey, we're at that level now where we can exalt ourselves to the same level of the Most High, or even above his level. This is what they're feeling. This is how they are seeing themselves at this present moment in time. So that brings me to Obadiah chapter 1, verses 3 and 4. You have been deceived by your own pride. And this is in the NLT, by the way. You have been deceived by your own pride because you live in a rock fortress and make your home high in the mountains. Who can ever reach us way up here, you ask boastfully. But even if you soar as high as eagles and build your nest among the stars, I will bring you crashing down, says Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So when they speak of the singularity, its ultimate goal is the merging of man and machine to achieve immortality. And this is why here, when we scroll back up to verse 3, but this time I'll read it in the KJV, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, because this cannot happen. They're not going to achieve immortality. Only the Most High can grant that. But this is, like I said, this is them operating off the left-hand side, and they believe that they are at that particular time where they feel that they're going to rule forever. Like their rulership is not going to come to an end. So this is what being one in the cloud means to them. And the cloud itself are these particular platforms. You know, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, Azure, just to name a few. I went into these on my previous video. I'll probably make another video going more in depth on that particular topic there that I just brought up, you know, the cloud itself. But back to this, the singularity is how these devils operate on the left-hand side. You know, the phrase itself, the singularity, it's a corrupted and perverted interpretation of the word one, the Hebrew word being ahad. So when we look at Deuteronomy 6:4, hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our power, is one, Yahweh. So let's go into this word one here for a second. And we see that this is Ahad H259. Outline of biblical usage. One, in parentheses, meaning as a number. Each, every, a certain, and, meaning an indefinite article. Only, once, once for all. One, another, the one, the other. One after another, one by one. First, 11 in combination, 11th as the ordinal. So let's scroll down here, right? And let's come to the Chaldee lexicon. Let's scroll all the way down in the Chaldee lexicon, and we see right here at the bottom, and this is still the word one. It can also mean joined in one, united. And they use Ezekiel 37, and they shall be, the two sticks in parentheses, joined in one. So let's read Ezekiel 37 for a second here, to gain a little bit more understanding on this word one. Ezekiel 37, and I'll start from verse 16 and read through 17. And I'm going to read this in the NLT. Son of man, take a piece of wood and carve on it these words. This represents Judah and its allied tribes. Then take another piece and carve these words on it. This represents Ephraim and the northern tribes of Israel. Now hold them together in your hand as if they were one piece of wood. So let's take a look at the word one here. And once again, we see that one, both times in this, all three times I should say, in this particular verse, and join them one, ahad. Once again, H259. And join them one to another into stick, one, ahad, H259, and they shall become one in thy hand. One, once again, H259, ahad. So everything that I just read in Deuteronomy 6:4 would actually apply here once again. And what I'm going to do is scroll down just a little bit. Matter of fact, let's go to another scripture actually. Let's go to Genesis 2:24. Just to really beat this point home. And I'm going to get back to the original topic. Actually, I'm still on the original topic, just a little bit further clarification here. So Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Once again, the word one here is H259. Therefore shall leave a man, Alaptha, his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be flesh. One, H259 once again. Now let's look at John 10:30. John 10 and 30 says, I and my Father are one. So let's come here to the interlinear and let's see what one is. All right, so this is one, and this is in the Greek heis, would be the pronunciation.
Strong's G 1520. Heis. Heis.
And this is a numeral. So, according to the Strong's definition, this is abundantly, man, one, another, only, other, some. So if we scroll down just a little, and this is what I'm looking for. So let's scroll down a little bit here. Still concerning this word one. One. And on this particular outline here, this is letter B. And opposed to a division into parts and in ethical matters to dissension. I'll read that one more time. And opposed to a division into parts and in ethical matters to dissensions. So the first scripture they used here to back up that point there, for we as many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. So all of these members are in one body. Some members are basically have higher ranks or lower ranks than the others. But nonetheless, they are all there in unison together, supporting the same exact cause or the same exact issue. That is why all of these members are considered one body. Let's look at Corinthians 12 and 12. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Hamashiach. I'll read another one here because I think this is pretty self-explanatory. We're in John 10 and 30 now. So I'll just go back to 1 Corinthians 12, verse 20. But now are there many members, yet one body. And this is back to, I'm going to get back to the original point of this video here. Showing you that everything that is written in the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, these devils are trying to do this all on the left-hand side. So this is exactly what the wicked elite are scheming on that side, on the left-hand side, to make the masses of people throughout the world one with their doctrine, which includes an RFID microchip and the merging of these people with machines, so that you may be in the cloud with them, or you may be one in the cloud with them. And this is some real wicked shit. The process of human augmentation, which consists of receiving an RFID micro chip and ultimately merging people with computers and robots. This is rolling full steam ahead here. So this is the fourth industrial revolution that we are currently in, which is the merging of man with machines. And this consists of implantable RFIDs, exoskeletons, giving people the ability of, these exoskeletons, they give people the ability to lift things they wouldn't be able to without it, along with brain computer interfaces, pretty much everything that can enhance human performance. So when Elon Musk speaks about not being left behind, and this is what I was talking about earlier, this is exactly what he's talking about. The wicked, for the wicked, this is their deliverance. They feel like they are close to being delivered, to receiving their new bodies and ruling in their digital kingdom. Everything that's written in the scriptures, the wicked elite, they're trying to race or beat the Most High to these to the kingdom, which we know is not going to happen, but this is indeed their intentions. So like I said, they feel that this is their deliverance. This is what they're waiting on. So just like we're waiting on those chariots, they're waiting, we're waiting for our new bodies and stuff. They're waiting for the same thing. And this is the wicked elite. And they are lying to people all over the world that they are able to, we can restore your sight. We can restore, whatever things that they may be doing is only going to be temporary. None of this is going to be permanent. So whatever little things that they may be able to do now, restoring sight, someone who's paralyzed may be able to walk. This is all temporary. None of this is going to last. So I'm just going to touch on a couple more things here, and then I'll be putting an end to this particular video. I think everyone, this is pretty self-explanatory here once you start actually going through it. But let's look at the like I said, every single thing that is written in the word of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that we read in the scriptures, on the left hand side, they're trying to race the Most High to it. So there's something known as the coming soon era in regards to singularity. And I'll read this. The coming soon era in regards to singularity refers to the current accelerating phase of technological development, roughly in the late 2020s to the mid 2030s, where artificial intelligence is rapidly evolving from narrow tasks, specific tools, towards artificial general intelligence, AGI. The period is defined by a shift from treating the singularity as a distant theoretical concept, traditionally slated for 2045 by futurist Ray Kurzweil, to an immediate imminent reality, with many experts and tech leaders accelerating their forecast to 2026 to 2030. So we're right here at the end of this. And if you're looking at biblical prophecy, we know that there's just a few major prophecies remaining. RFID micro CHIP, Jacob's trouble, which those are going to overlap. Jacob's trouble is already starting. Some would actually say, which I agree with actually, Jacob's trouble is already here. It's just not escalated just yet. But it's going to be definitely escalated once the RFID chip is made mandatory. And then, of course, you have the actual deliverance at this point. So there's like 3 major prophecies remaining, so, and that's what we're looking at. And this is why this person here, this futurist who is pretty well known and regarded, very well regarded, Ray Kurzweil, in the transhumanist community, his initial forecast or his initial prediction was 2045. He's now moved it up to between 2026 and 2030. So pretty much everyone is seeing where we are in biblical prophecy. And once again, this was the coming soon era. This is what's known as the coming soon era in regards to singularity. So that immediately brought to mind a scripture that I'm going to get into. And that particular scripture would be Revelation 22:12. Revelation 22:12. Look, I am coming soon, bringing my reward with me to repay all people according to their deeds. The KJV says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according to his work. To give every man according as his work shall be. So we see here where Yahweh Shai is saying he's coming quickly. And behold, I come quickly, or look, I am coming soon. And once again, we see here on the left-hand side, what is the coming soon era in regards to singularity. And there you go. So we see that every single thing that the Most High has, planned, the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has in store for his elect. The promises that he's given to his elect on the left-hand side, the wicked are pretty much doing the same exact thing. But we do know that the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, is going to pretty much knock them from their high horse. And that's what we read earlier in Obadiah chapter 1, verses 3 and 4. So with that being said, I'm going to end this with Revelation 18, 4 and 5. And I'll read this in the NLT. Once again, Revelation chapter 18, verses 4 and 5. Then I heard another voice calling from heaven, "Come away from her, my people. Do not take part in her sins, or you will be punished with her. For her sins are piled as high as heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai remembers her evil deeds." I pray this has been edifying and reaches the ears it's supposed to reach. Shalom.